Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jacob Tiranno, and today I'm going to be recapping week 26 of the 365-day movie challenge. If you've not been following me on Twitter and Instagram, right here, what you doing? In case you're tuning in for the first time, I'm watching a movie every single day, a brand new movie I've never seen before. Well, a new movie I've not seen before, not brand new, but and I'm doing it for a whole year. And today I'm going to be recapping week 26. So let's hop right into it. This week's not going to be very long because most of the movies I watched were new releases. 3 I could talk about, 1 I could not, and then I watched 3 other films, which will be the focus of this update mostly. That's the reason why I didn't do a theme this week. Each week I usually do a theme. Next week, though, make sure to tune in. Week 27, I'm going to be doing a week dedicated to Movies and Candy owner Trevor Lane. Movies and Candy is a great store. I've talked about them many times. They're a rental store here in Las Vegas. You can check the description box for more information. But next week, we'll be talking a lot about Movies and Candy. But this week, I watched 7 new films. So let's hop right into it. Oh, hope you all had a very safe and great 4th of July. Happy 4th, everyone. Day 176, I watched The Legend of Tarzan. This film, which I could quickly sum up, is lifeless. I think there were some good visuals, and you have great talent in that film. However, no one's really doing anything exciting. It's just a movie that I could describe as dull. However, I want to talk more in depth about it. You can click that white eye right up here and see what I'd say about The Legend of Tarzan. That's right. I reviewed the movies I'm going to be talking about, so I'd love for you to actually go see the review where I talk about the films more in depth. I don't want to sound like a broken record. The following day, I watched day 177. I watched the Purge election year. Quick recap on that one. My favorite movie of the Purge franchise. It finally takes all these ideas and puts them in a working plot that makes sense. It's not so much just about random killing this time or home invasion. It actually addresses a lot of the issues I had with anarchy in the first one as well. Again, you want to read my review, click that white eye, a bunch of links will drop down, click on them, and you'll be able to watch the full review of the Purge election year. Day 178, I watched Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, the new film starring Zac Efron, Anna Kendrick, and Adam Devine. But unfortunately, I will not be able to review that because that doesn't come out until this Friday. However, if you tune in to this Friday on our Chasing Cinema YouTube channel, you will be able to see my full review. Moving forward, day 179, I watched Swiss Army Man, a film that I was going to see the BFG, but they were not playing it at midnight because the Purge and BFG were playing at the same night as far as for critics. I went and saw the Purge. I needed something to liven me up after seeing Tarzan, which it did, thankfully. And then I was going to go see the BFG at our private movie premieres, which we do every Thursday, with Mr. James Shue. And they didn't have the BFG. They just had Swiss Army Man, so I watched that. And this is a movie that I loved parts of, and I hated parts of. Again, I'm going to refer you to my full review. Click that white eye and watch that review there. But overall, I did not hate it. I actually kind of liked it, and I would say it is one of the most original movies I've seen in some time, so make sure to go check out that review as well. It's strange because these videos usually are 20 minutes long because I'm talking about these films so in-depthly. However, this time I only really have to talk about 3 because I've done that already. So, just a couple weeks ago, the Las Vegas Film Festival took place. And I had an absolute blast. And one of the films I saw was called Hunt for the Wilder People. And I really loved this movie. It's going to be releasing in Vegas soon, so I'm probably going to do a review coming up. The filmmaker had attracted me so much, this New Zealand filmmaker, whose name I really can't pronounce, so I'm afraid to even pronounce it, but it's Taika Waititi. I know I butchered it, but I'll write it down here. Such a talented filmmaker. I loved everything about the movie from it. It made me laugh. It got me teary-eyed. I mean, there was chemistry and charisma, and the whole movie just put a smile on my face that I wanted to go back and watch his film. He's directed 3 feature-length films, so I decided to revisit those. So on day 180, I watched his first feature-length film called Eagle vs. Shark. And Eagle vs. Shark shows this filmmaker's huge potential for humor. Like, there's some funny parts in this movie, and it also explores chemistry between these odd, these strange characters that we encounter, or that these main characters encounter. In this case, both of our main characters are quite off. But this film has a lot of problems, right? Like, this movie feels like it goes on forever. I mean, even to the point where I'd say it's like tedious, where it's like, oh, okay, like this just needs to end. I laughed, but it's not very satisfying as a whole. I found myself losing interest, becoming bored, even though the film was making me laugh, and I could see elements of Hunt for the Wilder People in it. Obviously, it's the same filmmaker, but I could tell you, which I think this was like 2007, right? I don't have a year on here. Yeah, 2007. So like in the past 9 years, the man has made a huge improvement. I think it's strange and it wants to be different, but in that sense, it really seems forced and like a copycat. Like, this was a little bit after Napoleon Dynamite. And if you look at a lot of the critics' reviews, they were compare this to Napoleon Dynamite, and it's very easily seen that way. And I just, like, it tries to be so hard to be different and original and follow his style, which he actually does keep throughout his films. But this one feels too copycat. Like, he was still trying to use other styles to kind of find his own. He hadn't really found his distinct style just yet. It isn't an awful movie. I would not say I hated it, but it just feels like it's forced, and it's just the rocky start of a now skilled and experienced filmmaker. A lot of the filmmakers that you love and you follow, if you go back and watch their earlier work, might not be as good as their latest thing, or things that they peaked in 20 years later. You know, I mean, it's a start of a man's. I really felt like I was watching a filmmaker begin to evolve, because I could see what he's been, I see what he is now, and now I saw what he is then. So I was really interested in seeing the two in between. So for day 181, I watched the 2010 film and his second feature film, Boy. And I loved this movie. I thought it was wonderful and far better than Eagle vs. Shark. I mean, this movie is funny and touching, and it's successful for numerous reasons. And I think this movie is really like, for those 3 years, he really kind of crafted his style and was really able to explore things that felt original and fun and touching, but hilarious, very similar to Hunt for the Wilder People. And this is the movie I'd compare it to it the most, because it's about a young boy and an adult and their differences in their relationship. Very different in plot-wise, but very similar in sense of characters, and not like they were similar, but a young boy, an old man, their relationship, things of that nature. I think it's successful for numerous reasons, including, mostly because of the amazing performance given by the lead actor, James Rolston. I mean, he is phenomenal as this young boy who is just trying to go through life and fit in and, you know, date girls that he finds pretty and that he loves, and yet he's trying to understand the loss of his mother, who was lost some time ago, but, you know, at a young age, kids are still dealing with that, as well as his father not being around. However, one day his father does come back home randomly, and it begins about their relationship, and this son who idolizes his father, you know, gets to see the real version of him. And some of the relationship is hilarious and fun and will bring a tear to your eye, and other will make you angry. And I think that's where Tika's magic really works, is in how we see each other, how a perspective, and in relationships between two people. And I think it really has some truly moving moments that explore expectations versus reality, and then of course life and death. And it also offers this really great style of voiceovers, imagination sequences. For instance, Michael Jackson. This movie takes place in the 80s, and Michael Jackson is at his peak, and the boy loves Michael Jackson. So as he sees his father is dressed up Michael Jackson and walking on tiles that light up, similar to Michael Jackson's music video. So things like that, which and also uses animation, which is great. Like, just little things that just like really make this movie even better, and even enhances the story. It's a marvelous coming of age story. It's offbeat but so charming. It can't help but steal your heart. I loved it. I watched, which is day 182. I watched his most recent film besides Wilder People. Sorry, my dogs are excited. And that's What We Do in the Shadows. And What We Do in the Shadows is a mockumentary that follows a camera crew a camera crew that follows around a bunch of vampires. And this is one of the most refreshing films I've seen as of late. I think it's original and extremely fun. It's not as touching as Boy or Wilder People. I love those films more, I think, than What We Do in the Shadows, but I think What We Do in the Shadows is genuinely on par with Shaun of the Dead, a movie that blends this horror world, but with great humor. It is filled with wonderful and intriguing characters, which has come to be expected from his films now. It's just a real joy. It's smart, it's witty, and it's undeniably hilarious. And even at times it's touching. Nowhere near as touching as Boy and Wilder People, but it's just so good. I mean, it is it is really, really good. However, watching these three films, I was really able to see this filmmaker evolve. And I can tell you that I didn't care so much about his first film. I really enjoyed his second film, really enjoyed his third film, but absolutely loved his fourth film. So and now he's working on Thor Ragnarok right now. So that'll be interesting because that's very much different than what he's done up until this point. But What We Do in the Shadows is damn close, and Boy is damn close to Hunt for the Wilder People. So if I'm going to see this filmmaker, and every single time he's always going to give me films that I love, then he is a filmmaker to watch out for. That's going to wrap it up. I really don't have much to say this week because the majority of films I reviewed already, and I want you to check them out. Click that white eye, a bunch of links drop down. You'll be able to see my review for The Purge, Election Year, Swiss Army Man, and Legend of Tarzan. But you could also see my interview with filmmaker Amy S. Weber, which I've been doing my best to get on here. Now it's finally up, so make sure to check that out. As well as my interview with Anna Kendrick, Zac Efron, and Adam Devine for Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chasing Cinema. No, that's not right. I said the whole entire thing wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, slap a like on it. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comment sections below. Again, the best thing to do is follow me at Jacob Tiranno on Twitter and Instagram to keep up with what I'm doing on a daily, watching movies every single day. I tweet about them here. That's going to wrap it up. My name is Jacob Tiranno, and please continue chasing cinema.